Welcome to the Schools of Excellence podcast, where we transform everyday leadership struggles into powerful legacies that impact generations. I'm your host, Chani Wilshansky, a 20-year veteran of school leadership who has helped hundreds of school leaders achieve what many thought was impossible through our signature programs, School Leadership HQ and Enrollment Engine. With our battle-tested frameworks and blueprints, leaders have achieved 90% parent retention, 50% less staff turnover, 15% improved profit margins, and increased enrollment by 25%. My mission is simple: to revolutionize school leadership by elevating the skills, the habits, and mindset of passionate leaders ready to create lasting change. Join me as we build your legacy of excellence, one transformative conversation at a time. Hello there, and welcome back to the Schools of Excellence podcast. We are in a super exciting series here on enrollment. We started with the Great Enrollment Awakening. We spoke about the 3 hidden barriers to enrollment. And today we're talking about the Daily Profit Plan, your hidden enrollment engine. So if you're not operating a moving vehicle, I want to invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Or if you are driving, just kind of pause for a second. And I want you to feel the weight of another day ending, another stack of unanswered inquiries, more missed opportunities, and just the quiet desperation of knowing that your school has so much more to offer. And there is something invisible that's holding you back. And I know this feeling, the moment when you look at those enrollment numbers and you wonder, how are we still here? How are we going to make this work? And there's a lot of school leaders that are working really hard on trying to drive enrollment consistently. They are hustling from one crisis to another. And I want you to envision here with me, and I'm going to walk you through this, that there is a different way of how to look at this. And the difference between schools that are struggling with enrollment and the schools that are full with wait lists, with an incredible reputation in the community, isn't their marketing budget or their location at all. It is actually all about how they structure their day. So I have audited hundreds of school leader schedules, and the ones that are growing the fastest are turning their daily schedules into profit-generating engines. I'm going to say that again. The schools that are growing the fastest are turning their daily schedules into profit-generating engines. I remember sitting with a multi-site school leadership team. I did a leadership day with them, and every center needed to enroll about 7 to 10 kids per center. And there were 6 locations. So you're looking at a school that was struggling with upwards of 60 enrollments that they needed. And I asked a simple question. I said, what are you each doing? What is each center director doing to drive enrollment? And their answers were heartbreaking. One director so proudly announced that she had changed the answering machine message. Another one said that she had to rearrange the front desk. And someone else said that she updated the website colors and fonts. And I said, these are not enrollment activities. These are what I call activity farthest from the cash. So let me break this down for you really gently and really kindly. Changing an answering machine does not drive enrollment. Talking to families does. Following up with leads does. Conducting a tour, creating a meaningful connection. These are activities that are closest to the cash. They are activities that are direct intentional action that have a clear path to revenue generating activity. Personally calling inquiry families, closest to the cash. Conducting a school tour, closest to the cash. Sending personalized follow-up emails, closest to the cash. Building relationships with families, closest to the cash. Asking for a referral, close to the cash. When you change an answering machine, that is activity that is really far from cash. It feels productive, but it does not move the needle. It is like imagining a farmer believing that sharpening his tools is the same thing as planting crops. The tools matter, but it's not the crop. The conversation, the connection, the tour, that's the crops. And that's why so many schools are spinning their wheels, because they are so busy and they are working so hard, but they are not doing activity that is closest to the cash, enrollment generating activity. That is why I created the daily profit plan. Now, in this daily profit plan that I'm going to share with you here on the podcast, I'm sharing 4 parts to this plan because these are the most valuable and actionable. And the schools working this plan typically see 25% growth in 100 days. I'm going to say it again. Schools that are using these frameworks from this daily profit plan are seeing 25% growth in 100 days. So I'm going to share a couple of them here with you. And I want you to remember that if this is resonating with you and you want enrollment, you want an enrollment engine that works through any season and increase enrollment by 25% in 100 days, definitely check the show notes for more information on Enrollment Engine. So the first framework in the daily profit plan is enrollment protection blocks. And this is not about time management. This is about creating sacred enrollment time. Most schools let enrollment get pushed aside by emergencies and interruptions, similar to the schools that I had coached. And we've created a revolutionary approach that makes enrollment non-negotiable. They are not calendar blocks. They are strategic times designed to protect your most valuable growth activities. They create predictable high conversion enrollment windows, and they eliminate the constant reactive chaos with enrollment. Imagine having time so protected that your entire team knows that this time is untouchable, no meetings, no interruptions, pure enrollment generation. And we have mapped out exactly how these blocks should look, when they should happen, and how to make them non-negotiable and communicated across your entire organization. And we teach all of that in Enrollment Engine. So that's one of the frameworks, the enrollment protection block. Another part of the daily profit plan is systematic follow-up. Most schools follow up randomly. Okay. The best schools and the schools that are full have a science to connection because generic things do not work anymore. And I've developed an entire system that categorizes leads into 3 strategic tiers with complete personalized phone, email, text scripts designed to create genuine connection, right? We do not need robotic responses. We live in a robot culture already. You need scripts that reflect the unique context of each family, that create an emotional resonance from the first moment, that demonstrate that you see them not just as a potential enrollment for cash, but as a family with specific hopes and dreams. And so each tier, there are 3 tiers, and each tier has its own communication ecosystem with personalized scripts that you can adapt based on the initial inquiry type, the family background, the specific questions or interests, the previous interactions. And so what happens is follow-up feels like a conversation, not a sales pitch. And the data speaks for itself. When clients are using this, they are experiencing over 40% higher conversion rates. But more importantly, families truly feel understood from the very first interaction. So that's the second part of the daily profit plan in Enrollment Engine. The third strategy I want to share here with you is proactive engagement strategy. So this concept of waiting for leads to come to you, no, thank you. You need to build an enrollment ecosystem that generates opportunities before families know they're looking. It is about transforming your entire community into your enrollment engine. And so I've developed a complete systematic approach to turning current families into active recruiters, creating referral pathways that feel natural, not transactional, and building a network that continuously generates high quality leads. Because so many people are afraid to push or be like, we're pushing, we're being all about the money, stop. It's about creating an incredible experience that families cannot help but want to talk about you. And so I've created all of the templates and kits that incentivize meaningful referrals and build a system that runs really well. This is not about, this is going to run without you. No, a referral system doesn't run without you. You need a proper referral system that empowers and gives parents the tools and the scripts to actually drive referrals for your center. So that's the third part of the daily profit plan. Let's go to the final part that I'm going to share with you. And again, there's so many other parts that we teach inside of Enrollment Engine. So the fourth thing is team alignment and training. And this isn't just about training. It's about transforming your culture because most schools treat enrollment like a solo sport. One person carries the entire weight of enrollment. And one department shoulders the entire responsibility. And so I flipped the entire model on its head. What if your entire team, from the front desk to the classroom teachers, became enrollment ambassadors? And so we've developed an entire comprehensive alignment system that transforms enrollment from a single department to a collective mission inside of your organization. We help you create a shared language around growth and break down silos that kill potential enrollments. I've said these stories so many times, but I'm going to say it here again because even if you heard it, it's a great reminder to hear this again. So I was coaching a school in New York City. I worked in New York City for many years. I ran schools in New York City. And after I started Schools of Excellence, I was working with this client inside of New York City. Now, for those of you that don't understand pricing structure in New York City, a toddler program, like for a full day, is like an upwards of $40,000 for a 2-year-old. For the pre-K, it's like even more. And so every single inquiry is worth a lot. And I was coaching an owner and she had called me because she said that one of the big things in New York City is foot traffic, right? Because people walk everywhere. And so there was a parent who walked in and requested a tour. And the director who was there told the prospective parent, she said, oh, the person who does our tour specialist or our enrollment specialist isn't here today. She'll be in tomorrow. Definitely come back tomorrow and you can do a tour. And the parent was like, but I'm here now. I want to do a tour now. And she's like, but the enrollment specialist isn't here right now. And she sent the parent away. And with it, she sent away $50,000. Now, the owner calls me up and she's like, I don't understand. She knows how to do a tour. I've trained them. Like, why did she send the parent away? And that's not for today's episode. That's like a whole mindset component, which we teach inside of the program of like, you have to stop making enrollment a solo sport. You have to understand that it must be a collective culture that everyone is responsible for enrollment. Now, the story gets crazier because the owner went back to the director and said, okay, let me walk you through this. When any parent walks in, you must stop what you're doing and give a tour because every tour has the potential to close and we need enrollment right now. We have vacancies in the toddler and the 3's classroom. So the director's like, okay, fine, no problem. Like I didn't know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Fine. Couple weeks later, a different parent comes in and asks for a tour. And the director's like, sure. She gives her a tour. The parent was ready to sign up. And she said, what's your tuition pricing structure? The director had no idea. She had no idea what the pricing structure is. She had no idea what the deposit or registration fee was. She did not even know how to process a credit card. And she's like, oh, let me take your information. I'll follow up with you. I don't really know the tuition price points. I'm going to connect with the owner and we'll follow up with you. So thank God she had the brains to actually take the parent's information down. But that parent didn't end up signing up. Because when she got home, she spoke with someone else and that like just life happened and, wasn't important anymore. Now, you might be listening and being like, well, if it was important, she would have called back or whatever it is. You could say that, you can argue that, or you can actually equip your team to actually know all the phases in the enrollment process. And this is what I mean by aligning your team. We need to understand that enrollment is not on your shoulders or the enrollment specialist or whoever it is. It is a team sport. This is the entire company is responsible for this. Imagine a school where your receptionist or the front desk knows exactly how to turn an inquiry into a tour. Classroom teachers naturally know how to mention the school's unique value proposition. Every staff member understands their unique role in the enrollment ecosystem. Because again, this is not about adding more work. You need to align your existing energy towards a shared vision. So this is what we teach inside of Enrollment Engine. We demystify the enrollment process. We give every team member clear, actionable steps, and we help you create a unified messaging strategy that feels authentic to you, not scripted, right? Not scripted. I was working with a director who was working 60-hour weeks, and she couldn't find time for enrollment. And we started to implement some of these frameworks. And literally, it was less than 7 weeks. And her tour started to increase. Her follow-up response time dropped from 24 hours to 4 hours. So she closed sooner. She saved 7 hours a week on just minutia because she started to protect her things. And dun-dun-dun-dun, she enrolled 12 new families because of the protected tour blocks. So here's the thing. If anything that I've shared today with you resonates and you are feeling a spark of possibility, I really want to invite you into something bigger. The Enrollment Engine isn't just a program. It is a comprehensive transformation on how you approach school growth. We have taken everything that I've shared here with you today, lots of other things as well, and into a step-by-step system that will completely help you revolutionize your enrollment approach. Thanks so much for joining, and I can't wait to see you in next week's episode. Thanks for joining me. If you are loving the Schools of Excellence podcast and have gotten any value out of it for your school, I would love if you can do two things for me. One, subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. And two, can you please leave us a review? Reviews help other school leaders know that this is the place to learn how to build a school of excellence. And I would be so grateful if you can do that for us. Your help and support makes this show to be able to be listened by the thousands of other school leaders all around the world. Thanks so much for listening, for giving us your time and attention each and every week, and I appreciate that you have joined us.